All right. Um, Man, it's been harder than I thought it was going to be. I'm creating vlog number one, or update number one, and this is actually 2 weeks after I have started this new journey. I'm going to try to create a vlog every week. Last week was a little crazy, so we are doing a 2-week update. It is what it is, so we're gonna get started. The things that I've tried to do is avoid using plastic silverware at work. I work in an office and I usually bring my lunch every day, almost every day I try to, and because there's plastic silverware available to use every day, I typically use that. So all I have to bring is my Tupperware. But when I actually thought about how much plastic silverware I go through in a week, because I don't just eat one meal throughout the day, I eat snacks. Sometimes I use more than one plastic fork in a day. Sometimes I use more than one plastic spoon in a day, and that's embarrassing to say, but it's true. Thinking about how much plastic silverware I use has really been eye-opening, that now I have brought my own metal silverware to work to use instead, and I can reuse that throughout the day. That alone, I feel like, is a big change. Another thing I'm going to say is that I live in an area where being environmentally friendly is unfortunately not everyone's top priority, which is sad, but that's another reason why it's not constantly common practice. And I feel like even if you do live in an area where being more green and environmentally friendly is more common, then it's still not it's still not something that everybody does. With that, also, in packing my lunches for work, I have tried to use more Tupperware, and I've tried to avoid using plastic bags for snacks. I mean, things like fruit, things like chips or popcorn, I would throw into a plastic bag. Now I'm throwing that into Tupperware that I can just reuse afterwards. And I feel like a lot of this is like a no-brainer, but I mean, if you're going for convenience, then it's not really something you think about all the time. Another change that I've made is I have started to ask for paper bags at the grocery store instead of plastic bags, and it's been really cool because I feel like I'm going back in time when I buy something from the store. I feel like I'm carrying around this little paper sack instead of a plastic bag. So, and it's cool that, I don't know, I just like the feeling of it. One thing I'll save this actually to the end, what I've learned. Yeah, so at the grocery store, when you see vegetables and things that are packaged in smaller quantities, things that are packaged, everything is packed in plastic, and so trying to find things that are not packed in plastic has been a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. So I've been trying to buy things that contain less plastic as much as I possibly can. So things that I have bought instead are, I actually bought milk that was in a glass container because it's a local milk product, which is pretty cool. I also have stopped putting my vegetables in plastic bags, and there's so many other alternatives to what you can put your vegetables in that you don't have to use the plastic bags at the store. So that has been challenging as well, to stop using those plastic bags. All right, so those are the things that I've changed the last 2 weeks. Doesn't seem like very much, but just trying to do that consciously every day actually has been a decent amount, it feels like. Now, as far as the things that I've learned, I have learned that when you go to the grocery store and you ask for the store clerk to, or the cashier, to put your groceries in plastic bags instead of, in paper bags instead of plastic bags, multiple times I've seen the cashier put the paper bag inside a plastic bag so it's easier to pack everything. And I will say, I used to be I was a cashier at one point, and I used to do the same exact thing. And I'm pretty sure I drove some customers crazy with that. So, yeah, so I've had cashiers put the paper bags inside the plastic bags, and then I have to take those off afterwards. But, I mean, at least they're putting the things in the paper bags. So, oh, shopping is trickier, and I kind of already explained that. So yeah, that's going to be an ongoing process to find brands and products that I prefer to buy that are not using plastic. All right, now the third thing and the last thing I'm going to end with that I learned is that already going through these changes and noticing that I might be the oddball out within the people around me in terms of not using plastic silverware at work, not using plastic bags, not buying things with plastic. I don't know, I feel like I'm being noticed for my efforts, which is cool. But also for somebody that, what am I trying to say? Something I feel self-conscious about right now because it's a change, and I feel like, you know, maybe I'm not doing this 100% right. Maybe, I don't know. I don't want other people, my goal is to not make other people feel guilty. My goal is to inspire others to change the things that they use if they feel like it's their desire to do so. That is why I feel a little bit like funny with people looking at me right now and feeling that way and feeling like it's challenging. It's already been a little tempting sometimes to use plastic silverware, and I have to say I've done it a couple days here and there. I have to say I have used a couple plastic bags here and there, but with that I did buy a reusable shopping bag. That's actually something else that I did, and it's gonna be a journey of ups and downs, of times where I want to give up and just give in and use plastic and use other things and materials, but it's important to know that those feelings are going to come and they're going to go. And so as long as, you know, as long as I'm pushing through and continuing with this, then I think that it's going to be a good outcome at the end. So this is actually a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. Until next time, hope you have a great week. Bye!